If you like doing extract brews, different styles, different flavours, if you like to do kits and brew kits, if you like fermenting in a bucket, stick around. I'm going to show you a few things that I do, and you may be interested in what you see. Hello guys, it's Pierre here from Simple Homebrew with Pierre. I'm going to try a new extract brew. This one is Mogan Stone Wood and Pacific Ale. They have a website with all the different styles they have. You can go to the brew shops who actually supply this product and they'll pick out all the bits you need to do it, and then you just pop it in your fermenter and off you go. So I'm starting off now, just to let you know, I went to a brew shop just recently, Firkin's in Morwell. Firkin Cellars, they're a really good place. You should go there. Great people, very knowledgeable. They might be my go-to brew shop from now on, I think. Basically, this kit consists of a Canadian Light, which is just basically Canadian Light beer extract. It also has just a normal wheat extract that you use to mix with it to give that more, obviously good mouthfeel, all that other jazz. According to the recipe, you get to basically dry hop, which I've never done before, which I'm really excited about to see how it goes. Obviously, it's something new for me. I'm going to give it a good go. It's going to be an interesting thing to do. Basically, you get three hops packs. All of them go in on the 4th day of fermentation. You got Cascade and a couple of Galaxies. The Galaxy hops are in pre-packed packs. I think they're about 50 grams or something. I really don't know. Actually, no, they're 12 grams, which will be added on day 4 of fermentation, which is something I'm excited about doing. I've never done a dry fermentation, but is it a dry hop before? So it'll be interesting. I'll definitely show you how I do that. Basically, your yeast. Last time I did a brew, I used the yeast that was out of date. This one is also it's only new, so I'm not going to have a worry about it not activating in the brew. So here we go. What I have here is the fermenter bucket. The fermenter bucket has 5 litres of sanitizer in it that I use. It's Mangrove Jack sanitizer. It's a foamless one. I prefer the foamless one. I don't know anybody else, but the foam seems to be a nuisance really more than anything. I know it gets all the surfaces anyway without the foam one, which is Star Sand. A lot of people use Star Sand because it is good and it works well. Just on that, I only use this one because it works and I'm happy with it and haven't had any issues with it at all. And it's not foamy, so it helps me determine how much I have, how much fluid I have, the surface of my beer when I put it into a keg. If you've got Star Sand, you can sort of pour the beer into the sanitized keg with Star Sand in it and still little foam bubbles in it, and as it fills up, the bubbles come out the top. And when they come out the top, you want to know how high or how much room you have left in the keg before it overflows. With Star Sand bubbles, you can't see it. It's a real nuisance. So I reckon this way, I'm always able to see where my levels are. So anyway, what I've got is I've got my fermenter bucket, which is full of, like I said, full of 5 litres of sanitizer, and basically I've shaken it around. I've actually got the, the breather in there to just sanitize that. It's been in there for about half an hour now, so it's well and truly sanitized. So we have no problems with that. I previously cleaned this anyway, so I don't have to worry about anything like that. So what I do with it, the only other problem with this sanitizer, it comes in little ball things. Last video you might have seen I had a problem with balls staying stuck in the actual, in the actual keg that I had, which I had to go and rinse it out with more of the sanitizer until the balls disappeared or dissolved. What I'm doing now is I'm putting the excess sanitizer in my craft bucket, which I will be using in the future for some craft beers that I might be doing. And it gives me a spare bucket. I've just got a plug for now, and I'll use this to clean my stuff as I'm going through all this process of brewing beer. So the reason why I actually emptied it out through the tap is it sanitizes the tap as well, so it keeps everything nice and clean. So it's done enough. I'll close the valve. I've got a problem with this tap. It spins when you turn the valve because the valve's more, I'm going to hold that tight tap. Pour the rest out. And it's okay to have sanitizer in the base. Pop the lid back on so no bacteria gets back in. Put this aside so I don't need to use it at the moment, so I'll put that aside until later. And now with this one, all you got to do is basically boil up 2 litres of hot water. I'll just do it in the kettle. And then pour it into here. And hey presto, you got your wort. What I'm going to do now is measure out a couple of litres, put it in my kettle. A couple of litres of water, I say. I'll get my little measuring jug. We'll just use this little beauty. This is 600ml, so I'll go 500ml twice, 4 times, and into the kettle. That gives me my 2 litres. One. It doesn't really matter. Basically, you've got a measuring thing on here anyway, so I could just put as much as I want in, put the extract in, and fill it up to the maximum depth, which I'll do at, I've been learning how to brew a bit for a little while, and I found that if you want a little bit more flavour, and maybe just a smidge more alcohol, probably doesn't really happen, you can just do it at 20 litres. If you do it at 20 litres, it enhances, it gives you a higher flavour in your beer, which is something some people want to do. And I found that to be quite nice, and I don't mind doing that. I like a bit more flavour in my beer. I'm a strong coffee drinker, so I seem to like that. So what I'm doing right now is I'm going to fill this sink up with hot water, grab my extract tins, both of them, and chuck it into hot water and leave it sit for 15 minutes just to soften up the extract internally. That way it'll be easier to pour, easier to get out of the actual can and mix in with the water. So yeah, here we go. So on that too, I thought I might say that with this kit, they provide an American ale yeast, which we'll be using in this kit. These extracts do come with a yeast in the kit, which is just normal, whatever yeast to do. This one's called just brewing yeast. You can use that for another brew sometime, other time, but you discard it, you don't use it. You only use what they provide with the kit. So I just drop that in there, drop this one in there, let that sit, like I said, for about 15 minutes or so. So it gets nice and warm internally, and we'll be right. Cool. This is my chocolate stout that I had I'd made about 3 months ago. It is absolutely beautiful at the moment. It's got a little bit, still a little bit too much carbonation, but it's not bad now. It's not frothing up. That's the head that I just poured. Pretty good, and it's quite tasty. I do think though, next time I'll put hops in at the end of the boil. So I didn't do that this time. It didn't really come out with a great flavour. I might try a bit of Galaxy hops and see what that does. Should be good. Okay guys, I'm about to put the hot water and the extract in here. I already put some sanitizer in the airlock, just so that the bacteria that goes through there will be destroyed before it even reaches the beer, just in case. And anything else coming out will just pop out of there. Yeah, anyway, it's sanitized, ready to go. We've had our extract sitting in the hot water for, 10-15 minutes nearly. I'm going to open them up now with an electric can opener. Both of them, the old cans used to have a deep ledge for putting yeast and stuff in there, but they stopped doing that now, which is really good because you can now open it at any end. So that used to be a problem. So I'll open these cans up and I'll come back to you. Okay, open to the can. I'm going to open the tin up. Let's see what they look like, huh? I can smell it already. It's absolutely beautiful. So we'll whack up the lid. Oh, look at that. That is just beautiful looking. And here's the other one, which pretty much looks the same, I have to say. But the smell will be different. If I have a sniff. Oh, it's got hops in that one. This one, it's just like molasses. I just put my hair in it, didn't I? Idiot. So what we'll do with them is we'll now put it into our fermenter. So our fermenter is about to get some hot water. Now the good thing about these little these fermenters is they can handle heat. Whereas you got things like fermentosauruses, they can't handle the heat. So you got to cool it before you put it in. This one, you're lucky. We can just pour hot water in here, which would definitely re-sanitize this more. So in goes the 2 litres of hot water. Make sure the tap's shut, which I've done before. I don't know if you've seen it in my other videos. And now I'll just get a spoon. Grab my molasses, pour it in. Look at that, it's flowing beautifully. Now we're going to try and get it all out. I should probably save a bit of hot water for adding to this to clean it out, but I didn't think of it. Anyway, I'll just get what I can out of this tin, do the next tin, and I'll just rinse them with water. Because we're going to put water in anyway. So this is the way. Very hard to hold. Now you got to remember, if I'm going to rinse this in water, I'll just use cold water, because it's basically the instructions are get the temperature down to about 18 degrees, between 18 and 22, and that'll be right. Now water here at the moment in town is at around about 14, 15 degrees, so it's like brewer's malt. And a bit of a stir. Get some water in this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use this jug to fill it up with water so that it cleans it all out as we go. Give that in. We're at 22 litre mark at the moment, so we'll keep it at that. Like I said, I like it a little bit more flavoursome. I could probably go to 20 litres, which would probably give it a bit of flavour anyway. So now I'm going to just give it a good stir up, even though it's been aerated by all the aeration of the tap. So there's plenty of oxygen in there at the moment. I just want to make sure that my extract is stirred right through, and the temperature drops enough that I can pitch my yeast, which is looking pretty good. Leave that out, so don't leave that down. As soon as that's in, I'll pop the lid on until I get my yeast packet open, just to stop any bacteria getting in. Again, you've got to be always over cautious. You're better off being over cautious than not cautious at all. Cheers. That's a beautiful beer, that one. Pardon me. Okay, we're at, looks like 26 degrees now. I'll just read the yeast packet and see what its pitching rate is, or where. Right, the instructions say that I can rehydrate, wow, that's a new word, rehydrate this powdered yeast to activate it to get it going, or I can just pour it straight into the wort, which is what I normally do, and I know it's a good yeast because it's brand new, so I'll just pop it straight into the wort. It said it has to be above 20 degrees Celsius in the wort, and give it, you know, and under about 27 degrees Celsius. So we're looking at 20 to 27 degrees pitching rate. We're at 26 degrees, between 25 and 26. So I think we're pretty safe. So I'll cut this open. I'll pop it into some sanitizer that I've kept in that barrel for, just to keep that, get it all sanitized from people touching it. We'll cut the yeast sachet just like that, and then I'll go pinch it. Ready? Here's the yeast, ready to go. We sprinkle that around nice and evenly. I try to keep it off the edges because it seems to stick to the edges if you're not careful. So basically, the wort's nice and warm, it's not hot, and it should start activating pretty quick, I reckon, and I'll give you another video of it activating later, so I'll leave you to that. You'll see me in 4 days' time. I'll pop the dry hops in, and we'll see how we go from there. Thanks. I almost forgot something. I had to go back and get the fermenter because you know how it is. A gravity reading. I'm going to make sure I know what the gravity reading is, and I don't think the yeast has gone down to the bottom yet, so we should be right. Make sure that's the right way up. Drop my little fella in there and see what we got. It looks like about a 42. What do you think? Hey? So 1042, 1044, something like that. So that's our gravity reading before fermentation. Awesome. I'll have a taste of it too. You always have to taste it. Pop this little fella out. All right, smell. Smells what it should like. It's just sweet. It's like cordial. It's not bitter at all. Very, 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 very wet as a brew. Once I put the dry hops in and the yeast starts fermenting, it's going to taste a lot different. Hey guys, today's day 4. Ready to add the hops. So here we go. Open up this lid a bit. Loosen her up. Get the old hops come out. This is the Galaxy. Just crack her open like that. So like a tea bag. So basically just throw it in as a tea bag. So here's the first one going in. The next one is a Galaxy as well. These are all day 4 additions. Another tea bag kind of idea. Chuck that in. And the last one is a Cascade. That's going in as well. Didn't tear very well, that one. We'll get that in there. Another tea bag. Different smell altogether. Throw that in. Put the lid back on. I'll show you what it looks like in the brewer. There you go. Bit dark, I'm sorry. I like to keep my things a bit darker. Anyway. I don't normally keep the lid open this long. Trying to focus here, I can't get it to focus. Okay, so there's my tea bags in there. My little Galaxy hops, Galaxy and Cascade. And they're ready to just keep fermenting. Hi guys, as you can see, my little red rock lager that we're doing through Mogan's brew kits. I have been worried that it hasn't been fermenting, so I've been stressing about it. So I want to take it out, check the gravity reading to see what we got. We have actually got 1014 gravity, so it's still fermenting. As you can see, it's a bit cloudy, got some bubbles up top there. Give it some more time, it'll be ready. So I'm actually looking forward to this. As you know, I put in the hops already. They're soaking away in there nicely. Yeah, and I'll probably keep this one, and I'll keep it till I'll keep it another 2 weeks to age it a little bit. So it might be a fair few weeks before we actually get the taste tested, but yeah, it'll be fine. Okay, I'll see you in a couple of weeks. Okay, guys, I think it's time to check this last brew. It was at what, it was 1.014 last time I checked. I'm going to check it right now to see what the gravity is, and if it's below that and it's sitting around about 1.011, it's time to keg it. Okay, so got my trusty glass gravity reader. A little bit of moisture from just a few minutes ago when I did my last brew. So we'll get a bit of a sample. Hang on. Put that in first. Always a good thing. Fill her up until it gets to, so it starts to float. It's not foaming anymore. We'll use a little bit. Just let those bubbles out. Looks like it's still fermenting. I'll have to wait another week before I can bottle this. Yeah, I reckon it might be still fermenting, you know. It's still got... No, just air from what I was doing. Whoa, look at that. Way too many bubbles in there. Oh, that's a beautiful flavour, I can tell you. A little bit more in it. Try and get these excess bubbles out. Oh my god! That bloody valve. Every friggin' time. So stiff. A bit of true going in there too, but look at it. Okay, it's a bit cloudy. It's still bubbling away there, as you can probably see. I don't know if you can tell. It's a little bit cloudy. Normally you just pop your finger in and that can get rid of some of that foam at the top. I'll be back. Alright, I've filled it right up to the top to get rid of the foam at the top. It isn't bubbling anymore, it's just a fizzy of it. It's still 1014, it hasn't changed or hasn't moved for about 4 days now. So I think it's ready to keg. And luckily in a keg though, if it does ferment a little bit more, the pressure can be released so it doesn't matter so much. Let's see how we go, kegging time. Alright guys, it may not be fully ready yet, but I haven't got time to sit around waiting for it. If I was going to put it in bottles, yeah, definitely I'll wait. But I'm going to put it in a keg, so it doesn't matter so much. It's going to make it ferment a little bit more in the keg anyway, or it will ferment a little bit more in the keg anyway. So we'll go from there and hope for the best. I think it'll be fine. Let's pop that tube in the end there so I can get that on there. I'll just pop you in a better position. Okay, I've got my keg, which is this bloke. I've already sanitised and cleaned it. A little bit of whatever pressure might be in there out. Get the lid open. Yeah. Still smells a bit like a little bit of rubber. Got a little bit of water in there, so I'll get that out. That's out. Okay. This little fella here, which has a bit of paper on it. I have to clean that now. Put a bit of sanitizer on that. Whack that into my drum, my keg here. And we'll crack the valve and let it in. Okay, I'll put it in such a way so it doesn't splash. It's facing down, so I'll show you what I mean. If you can see that, I'm making sure that the tube is facing downward. And as I crack the valve, which I'll show you now, it should not splash at all. Just give it a try, which is open. Out comes the fluid. Ah, look at that, it's not splashing much. We don't want it to splash too much, there's a little bit of tube going in. But as you can see, we're getting that filler. She's filling up. Let that drain out. Now I had around about 20 litres. Oh, it's splashing now, isn't it? There, it got stopped. I had about 20 litres in this, so it should be just enough, or it could be 21, just enough to fill the keg and leave a little bit left over, which I'll just discard because I haven't got any bottles to put it in anyway. Guys, looks like I've kegged my brew. It's ready to go. Gonna just quickly take this tube out, and probably should see the oil on the bottom, on the top here, which comes from the Galaxy hops that I steeped after 4 days. It's really quite good. Looks nice. I don't know if it's meant to be there, but we'll pop the lid on. A little bit of sanitizer around it, just in case, something could have dropped on there. Out of the screen. Just go pop the lid on. Give it a good squirt of sanitizer. Pop the lid on there. This will sit now for 2 to 3 weeks just to age in the keg. I'll crack the valve every now and again just to let a bit of gas out, because it's probably going to ferment just a little bit more. Now she's sealed. So guys, there's my brew. Basically, it is gassed. I've just gassed her up. Got it ready. She's sealed. She's not making a bit of a hissy sound or anything like that. It was really nice. So I'm happy about that. Usually I have a beer, but today I'm going to have a rum. I like my rums. So just to celebrate, I'm going to have a rum. So this sort of works off what I'm doing. I've actually created a stout today, as you can see. I'll show you. You've probably seen it in my videos already. But this bloke here is a Cooper's Stout, just a standard Cooper's Stout with Brew Enhancer 3 patched into it. Basically what I've done is added about 200 grams of coffee for 20 litres of wort. So that's another thing I've just done today, as well as keg my my brew, which I think is tasting really nice at the moment. So that's a good thing. It's sitting around 20 degrees. This is meant to sit at 21. I'll leave my stout sitting in the house area where the heater is to keep it at 20 degrees, because we are in the middle of winter now. So winter is around about 12 degrees average every day, 10 to 12 degrees Celsius is what I'm talking about. So we'll leave that on in here just to keep it warm. It needs to be at about 21 degrees, or between 21 and 27 degrees apparently, so I've got to keep it in here to keep it at that temperature, so it does actually ferment properly. So I'll let you know how I go with that as well. See you later.